come on in. I'm going to talk about. Oh, wow. Come on in. Come on in. I'm going to give people a minute to get in here. Where's that? Oh, it's because I got that. What you call it on this? Okay. We're talking about how to buy a business step by step. So instead of starting a business and getting MBE certified or WBE certified, we're going to talk about you purchasing a business that is already certified, or you purchasing a business and getting that business certified. Yes, I have Instagram. It's the same as my YouTube. Okay. I'm going to give people a couple more minutes here. All right. So we're talking about how to buy a business. Hi, hey, Ben, hey, Juro. We're talking about how to buy a business. For those people who are interested in the MBE certification, I want to talk about two construction businesses in Nevada that I have for sale. They are positioned to get government contracts, and you will be able to use the past performances of these businesses, the work history, the systems, the staff to really position yourself to be able to get certified and begin with. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Hi, Jero. Got some. Let people come on in. Hi, Cash Ortiz. Come on in. Come on in. Hi, hi, hi. Come on in. We're talking about how to buy a business, entrepreneurship through acquisition. So, if you want to be MBE certified, you said you sent me a message on Instagram. I don't see your message. Um, yeah, can you subscribe to my channel, Cash? I'd appreciate it. I'll subscribe to yours as well. So listen, guys, what I'm talking about today is if you're interested in government contracting, specifically with the state, city, and county. I am not talking about federal government contracting. That is what most of the other content creators out there are talking about when they talk about government contracts. That is not what I focus on. You can Google my company, the Winners Club, and you can check out our Google reviews. We are 5-star rated, have been in business since 2019, getting people certified as MBE, WBE, VBE, and then setting them up to win government contracts. I'm also a licensed business broker, which means I help people through the process of buying, selling, and franchising businesses. So, what I'm talking to you all about today is the process of buying a business with the strategic mindset of, I know I want to win government contracts. It's hard enough starting a business, right? All of the investment that has to be made, just getting it built out, hiring people, really getting your services or your products in place, right? Happy birthday, Daxton. The cool thing about buying a business is you're buying something that's already cash flowing. And people's reasoning for selling a business is not that the business is like bad or is on a downturn or anything like that. A lot of the baby boomers are aging out, and part of their succession plan or their exit plan, because the kids don't want the business, is for them to sell that business, right? And so that's what I want to talk to you all about today. I want to talk to you all about the process of buying a business and what's really required. So, the first thing I want to do is really talk about why you should buy a business rather than start it from scratch, okay? So, buying a business, you are buying existing revenue and customer relationships. When you start a business, the hardest part of the journey, I believe, in getting started is finding what people will pay you for, right? What will people pay you for? Is it your intellectual property? Is it a particular service? If you're in the construction or trades, or maybe you're in hospitality, is it a product that you have? What will people pay you for? That's the first part, right? And so if you are buying something that's already established, they already have established customer bases and they already have established revenue that's in place. So that's a reason why you would want to consider going that route. Another one is that they have teams, systems, and an operating history. Again, if you have never run a business yourself, or even if maybe you have a management position with your job, you know how hard it is to find good help these days, right? So put that on top of the fact that you might not be able to compete with benefits packages and things that larger corporations will be able to compete against as you're starting this business. By acquiring or purchasing a business, you're purchasing something that's already in place as it relates to those operating systems, the team, and just the history of the business. Additionally, it is easier to evaluate the performance of an existing business than a new brand. Okay. So, as a business broker, I do business valuations. I am able to look at the businesses, excuse me, look at the businesses' financials. Oh, it keeps kicking me out of my life. I don't know why it's doing that, but it keeps kicking me out. As a business broker, I'm able to do business valuation. So using the profit and loss statements from the last 3 years of the business, I am able to tell you, with pulling comps and really understanding what multiple to use to do the valuation, I'm able to tell you what your business is worth. So it is easier for a person, a banks also do business valuations because they determine how much they'll lend on the business. It's easier to do a valuation of an existing business than a new business, because a new business is all projections, it's all theory. If I do this, I think this is what's going to happen. I think that I'll be able to grow this business 10x over the next year by doing these things. It's all theory. But with an existing business, it is a proven performance, past performance, so we can do an evaluation, which means when it comes to financing, and that is the number one thing I hear from you guys when I talk to business owners. I always have a discovery call option for people who want to just talk to me one on one for a little bit to get more information. Access to capital is the number one issue that I hear from people. They're either looking to get grant funding or they're looking to get a loan of some sorts, right? And so the certification, MBE, WBE, VBE certification kind of plays into those opportunities. But more than that, if you are looking to get a business loan or a business line of credit, you are going to have a easier and more successful probability by doing that through an established business than a startup business. It is hard to get startup loans, line of credit, financial support, because again, this is all based off of what you think you can do. And then again, the last part is, by buying a business, you're stepping into something that already has momentum. It's already going and operating. People are already coming in and out of the door. When you start a business from scratch, you have to build that momentum. That's very hard to do. And uh it's not what am I trying to say? It's not guaranteed. That's the word I'm looking for. Goodness. It's not guaranteed. Right? You can have the best idea, you can have the best business, but if it's in the wrong location, right? If it's the pricing isn't correct. It's all these different variables that can really impact success. So when you think about the momentum of a business that's already up and going, that's really, really, really valuable than having to start that from scratch. And you can make little tweaks. You can make it your own. But again, you've already gotten the history, the captive audience, the products and services in place. So let's talk about the 8-step process to buying a business. Again, these businesses are MBE certified businesses that are doing government contracts, or if they're not, after you buy the business, yeah, it looks like you are. If you don't want to hear about it, you don't have to stay in here, and I'll wait till other people join. Why are you sending me a message? I got your message, but what, I mean, okay, I'll respond to it. I'm doing a live right now, as you can see. And regardless if you're the only one on here, I'm going to stay here until more people come on in, because we're talking about government contracting and how buying a business can accelerate that process for people. I see your message. I saw your message. I saw your message. I will respond once this live ends, but I'm not going to be able to respond to that now. So thank you. Have you ever thought about buying a business? Are you interested in government contracting? I focus on local government contracting. That is for the state, city, and the county. So if you are interested in government contracting with the state, city, and county, and you do not already have a business, I want to proposition that you buy a business. Buying a business is definitely an option. So that's what today's presentation is supposed to be about here, how to go through the process of buying a business. I will take you through the 8 steps. I'm going to wait though, if you want to hear the 8 steps on how to buy a business, put the number 8 in the chat. And I need at least 8 people to put the number 8 in the chat if you want to hear the 8 steps to buying a business. I need 8 people to put the number 8 in the chat if you want to hear the 8 steps to buying a business. The 8-step process. I need 8 people to put 8 in the chat if you want to hear the 8-step process to buy a business. I need 8 people to put the number 8 in the chat. I need 8 people to put the number 8 in the chat. I need 8 people to put the number 8 in the chat if you want to know the 8-step process to buying a business. I need 8 people to put the number 8 in the chat if you want to know the 8-step process to buying a business. I need 8 people to put the number 8 in the chat if you want to know the 8-step process to buying a business. I need 8 people to put the number 8 into the chat if you are interested in buying a business. The ones well, yeah, there is no one-step process, friend. But the first step I can tell you is for you to define your budget, the industry that you want to purchase the business in, and then what are your goals for an acquisition? Why are you doing an acquisition? Is it to have passive income? Is it for you to leave your full-time job? The first step is for you to just understand again the budget, the industry, and the goals that you have. But it's truly more than one step. So if you want to know the 8-step process, then put the number 8 into the chat. Put the number 8 into the chat to learn the 8-step process of buying a business. Put the number 8 in the chat to learn the 8-step process of buying a business. I am a licensed business broker, by the way. I'm licensed in Illinois and in Texas. And I am an agent with Trans World Business Advisors, the #1 business brokerage in the world. So again, I say, if you want to know the 8-step process to buying a business, put the number 8 in the chat. If you want to know the 8-step process of buying a business, I am a licensed business broker with Trans World Business Advice. Okay, green screen. This is what I needed. I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready for my next live. Yeah, I'm gonna be ready for my next one. I'm ready for that. I'll take this green screen off. We don't need the green screen. All right. Put the number 8 in the chat if you want to know the 8-step process of buying a business. You guys. No one's putting the number 8 in the chat. Does no one want to know the 8-step process? Am I wasting my time here? I can definitely do something else with my time. But if you want to know the 8-step process of buying a business, if you're interested in government contracting, If you want to get your minority business enterprise certification or your women business, veteran business certification, you want to win government contracts, I'm giving you a strategy that is worth much, very much, much more than me doing it on a live. But I'm here to give information and not withhold it. This strategy is one that some people are utilizing, but not the browns, not the blacks. All right, Corey Lynn, thank you for the yes. So hey, you have thought about buying a business. Okay. And did you go forth with, the process of, or are you still in like the discovery phase? I'm talking about the 8-step process of buying a business. I'm a licensed business broker in Illinois and in Texas. I work for Trans World Business Advisors, the number one brokerage in the world. So I want to give some information about the 8-step process of buying a business. So that's what I'm here to do. So if that's something you're interested in, please put the number 8 in the chat. I'm waiting for 8 people to put the number 8 in the chat, and then I will go through the 8-step process of buying a business. Tell a friend to tell a friend. The 8-step process. All right, I got 1 8 from Corey Lynn. Let's get it. I need 7 more. Okay. Corey Lynn was co-stars. I don't know what that means. Co-stars of what? Okay, Corey Lynn, since I have your attention and interest, I'm not going to make you sit here and wait. I'm going to take you through the 8-step process. So, the first step is to define your budget, your industry of interest, and your goals. So, when you think about your budget, there is financing out there for you. However, you want to be mindful of um, the overhead that it's going to take, the working capital that you're going to need. You don't want to deplete all of your liquid capital. So you do want to get some financing, but even with the financing, again, you're not trying to take it to the limit. You want to leave yourself some wiggle room. So first of all, it is your budget. And you can work with a lender. Sorry, I was considering buying an HVAC. Okay. So are you in construction in the trades? I have 2 construction businesses that I'm selling right now in Nevada specifically. So I'm not sure what area you're in. Um, but HVAC is definitely a strong industry. It's a popular one, and it's one of those ones where you find yourself competing with like larger organizations or like private equity firms because they all want those like infrastructure type of businesses. Oh, you're in Nevada. Girl, okay, let me tell you about these two construction companies that I have. Now, I know you said HVAC, so it's not exactly what you're looking for, but just for the sake of you knowing. So one is in Washoe County, Nevada, and it's a profitable deck specialist that is literally turning away jobs daily. So this particular business asking price is $305,000. The revenue last year was $295,298, and the cash flow was $128,072. So this is an established residential exterior construction company that specializes in premium deck construction and outdoor living structures, serving homeowners throughout the Reno area for over 3 decades. The reason that this owner is selling is because he is retiring. This business is currently home based, so you would not need to take on the additional expense of a lease. I can send you literally like a link with the full description type of thing. I'm gonna see if I can put this in the chat here on my computer. But if you want to send me a message, Corey, I can make sure with your email, I would be happy to email you the link for this opportunity. The other opportunity is also in Washoe, Nevada. This one is a turnkey builder with assets and a skilled crew that's ready to scale. So the asking price for this one is $950,000. The gross revenue last year was 1.1 million and the cash flow was $412,000. So this is offering a well-established Northern Nevada-based construction business with 11 years of growth and specialization in residential remodeling, custom homes, and light commercial projects. The reason for this person is selling is also because the owner is retiring. And that's the biggest takeaway from, I will say, from what I've learned in doing this for the last 3.5 years is the baby boomers are aging out and the kids don't really want the businesses in most instances. And so selling their business is their exit plan. It is part of their retirement plan. Um, you said, are that does that mean Indiana? IN? Can you send me a message on here? I'm gonna put my email in the chat for you. If you want to send me an email, Corey Lynn, if you're interested, I'm happy to email you more information. Um, this is my first time going live on here, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm kind of hold on. Shoot. What? Okay. What business do you recommend? The infrastructural bit. So let me say, generally speaking, okay, I'm so confused with all this. Generally speaking, you want a business that has, recurring customers. So some strong industries are like daycares. Now it does require a license, but you can work around that by hiring someone that's licensed for that. Construction and the trades are very strong. We do know that, but because they're so strong right now, they're also very competitive. So I would just keep that in mind. So HVAC is very strong. The trades again are very strong. Anything in healthcare is very strong, and in fact, by going the healthcare route, you are ensuring some financing support. Like most lenders favor healthcare businesses. Now, one thing I do want to make mention of, if you are going into a situation where you are going to utilize a lender, and that's what most people do, right? Even if you have the money, does not make sense for you to exhaust your capital. A lender is going to assess your risk based off of the normal parameters, your credit, your character, your income, right? But as it relates to a business acquisition, they're also going to assess your experience in that particular industry. So your question and asking what business do I recommend is a general answer. More specifically for you, I would look at what your professional history has to offer. And then I would look for businesses that are similar or where there are some transferable skills because a lender will deny doing a loan if they don't feel that your skill sets and past performances are aligned with the business that you're purchasing because that's risky from their perspective. Okay, so marketing and financial services. So yeah, that, you know, you know, yeah, that's one of those things where those skills can be transferable to many different types of businesses. I would even think maybe like are you in management? Are you more on the development side? Like even those, when I say transferable skills, it could be market. Yeah, okay. There you go. There you go. So in doing marketing for, so let me tell you how you can make yourself a better candidate for something like this. If you were to get your HVAC license, that would be enough. And I'm not sure what the process for that is. I know to get like a GC license is to simply, well, you said Nevada, so I'm not sure what the state regulation is in Nevada, but generally speaking, in most states, getting a GC license is very simple. It's just like an application. But then when you get into the trades like HVAC, electric, plumbing, you do have to go through some apprenticeship or training to get a license for that, right? So that's what you could do to make yourself, if you wanted to go in this by yourself, to make yourself a better candidate. The other route is for you to find a person who is in HVAC and has an HVAC license, and for them to come in and partner with you on that acquisition where, you can still be 100% owner in doing the acquisition, but you have them written into the plan as a manager of sorts because they have the industry experience. Please email me. Yes. I said I was going to put the email. Okay, I don't know how to do the chat on this thing, but let me just tell you my email. It's the letter K W. So my name is Kristina Wynne, right? You should be able to see that. So it's the first letter K, my last name Wynne, WYNNE at tworld.com. The letter T is in Tom, world.com. Also, if you go to my profile, I should have an email in there. That's not my T World email. That's like my personal email. You can email me there too. It doesn't matter. But if you were able to catch that, because again, I don't even see how do I put anything in a chat on this thing. I don't know. But the letter K, my first name Christina, my last name Wynne, K Wynne, WYNNE at tworld.com. That's T as in Tom, world.com. You can pin that. Okay, let me see. I did see something about pinning, but I pinned this. Okay, so let me pull this down. You are most welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me for a bit. I was happy to answer your questions. That's what I was hoping this would oh, I see. So, my email. Okay. Okay. You're welcome. Wait, how do I start it? Yo, this is crazy. Add a, there we go. That's my email if you want to email me. All right, I think I'm about to get off this live at 18. I'm getting off in 30 seconds. So please ask me what you want to know. Perfect. You enjoy your weekend too. I look forward to connecting with you soon. And since you confirmed you got that email, I'm about to close this